I'm thinking about the point that actually took me to trying to think how I can mix things up. So I'm not really trying to focus on that. Also, you said that I kind of sparked that interest again.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Calligraphy Masters Podcast. Today's guest is one of the latest addition to Calligraphy Masters crew. He is someone who is super young, who has background with graffiti, uses a lot of old school rap music. If you don't know him already, this is Snooze One. Hi, welcome to the podcast, mate. How are you doing?
Hey man, yeah, thank you so much for having me and this lovely introduction.
Yeah, well... I had something better in mind, but it came up like this. The thing is, this podcast, I've been waiting for this podcast for a very long time. I remember like in the very beginning, I was asking you, but you were like, oh no, I don't want to do podcasts. And then, things changed. So I guess there are not so many people who don't know you, but for those who don't know you or those of the people who don't know much about you, can you tell me a bit more about you? Like, how old are you? Where are you from? And how everything started with you with lettering, calligraphy? I don't know. You have a background with graffiti, but how did everything started?
So, I think I got into all of this in 2013 when I got into graffiti. I think that was my first time when I started to play with letters. And I spent a couple of years doing this, but I think I quickly moved on to calligraphy because my godfather gave me a parallel pen, and I started to practice calligraphy and black letter and all of that. And I really loved this. How you perfect every letter and you want to make every stroke the same, and I really enjoyed this. Mm-hmm. And then I got more into brush pen lettering and more into this experimental, modern, expressive kind of stuff. And kind of these days I'm kind of trying to mix all of these different techniques, even mixing some of sign painting. And I think I'm really interested in letters in general, so I'm really, I'm really just mixing all these different techniques.
Well, do you have love for letters like throughout all your life, or was it like some specific moment that you discovered your passion for letters?
I think what really sparked my interest in letters in general was calligraphy. When I moved from graffiti into calligraphy, practicing with the parallel pen, this really sparked the interest. And I think what made me pursue this even more was when I started to print my own T-shirts, and just do my own letterings on T-shirts. So I had some way to use the letterings that I made and could make something out of it. And I think that actually, that this really helped me to kept on practicing and stuff.
How old were you when you started calligraphy?
Oh, I think I started in, maybe 16, 15, something like this.
Okay. So you're like 23 now, or?
Yeah, 22, yeah.
Okay. And I think I've been following you kind of from your beginning, but there was like some specific moment when everything changed, like, and you start like uploading more frequently, your editing got improved. And can you speak about this period? Like, what exactly happened? Or did you discover something? Did somebody give you some advice on what to do? Or was it like... everything finding it by yourself? And
that's an interesting question. I watched a live stream from Chris Doe, and they presented some tips how you can present your work on Instagram and how you can use this to grow. And it was basically something like this: be consistent, have a consistent style in the way you post. I mean, Instagram was a bit different back then. But pretty much all boils down to be consistent in the style and when you post, how much you post, and of course engage with the audience and the community and stuff. And I just tried it out for like a month, and I saw that it would actually work, and I saw the feedback immediately. I mean, I think when I did this, I maybe like 2 months, half a year. I don't know. I went to 50K or 20K. I don't know. Maybe it was 10K. So it's a long ago. But it really worked. And I saw actually the work that I put in kind of paid out, and it made fun. And it was just cool to see it grow. So it just really, I think, came all down to consistency.
Yes, but I think a big part that plays good for you is like the editing of the videos, because there is like a lot of great calligraphers and lettering artists who does amazing work, but still they don't reach anything. And I think like there are like, I don't know, 2-3 people that I'm following. You're one of them, which get good results, and part of those results, in my opinion, is the editing.
Okay, yeah. When you look at my recent work, I would say, yeah, for sure, the videos are playing a big role. But I was more looking at the very beginning when I started to take this a bit more seriously and started posting more consistently. Back then, I just did pictures. I mean, pictures did well back then.
Yeah,
I have to do videos now. Yeah, for sure, the videos and editing plays into this as well. But I mean, it's no magic.
Yeah, it's normal. Like, it's funny because everybody can do it, but seriously, like, there's very few people that I'm following that I see. I don't know how to call this kind of editing, but you're basically showing just details to keep the people engaged until you show the result in the end. So can you tell me, like, how much goes into this process? Like, you sit down, you write the piece, you record, and how many hours, like how much time does it take you from beginning you sit on your desk until it comes to the moment you post a ready video?
Yeah, so I think everything between maybe sometimes even just 1 hour to 3, 4. I think 3 hours is kind of the average. But yeah, nothing. Everything is open. So I took projects took a couple of days. Some took 6 hours, but I think most of them about 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, but the editing is done mainly in like half an hour. So I got it a lot quicker.
Okay, yeah. Of course, like I remember in my beginning, I was editing some videos for 30 hours and more, and now I can do such videos in 3-4 hours. But
yeah, it's crazy.
And when you were starting with Instagram and calligraphy lettering, were there some people that you were influenced by, like some names that were inspiring you? And
when I started?
Yes.
So yeah, there were quite a few people. I'm sure I'm forgetting half of them now, but one that popped into my mind right away was Jaxpo. He's quite inactive now, I believe, but back then he was pretty active, and I just loved his black letter style. And for sure all the other big ones like David Millen. And Millen. Yeah, actually your account for sure, and all the people you featured there. Theos, I could name so many people. Yeah, Stefan Kunz. And one that really showed me that you can do this as a living was Tirza from France. You work like with Nike and all these brands, and when I saw this work, it just showed me that you can actually make a living out of it. So this was really.
And what exactly did he show you? Like, and how much time did it take you to be able to make a living out of it? And
yeah, that's I'm thinking about how I answered this question about how long it took me to make a living out of it, because I'm still studying. So I don't have really that much expensive other than business expenses. But I think that I'm thinking about the point that actually took me to reach a consistent level of income, if you can say this. I think maybe I think I can tell you the right way, but let me go to the second question and come back to the first one. So what income streams I have as a lettering artist? So for sure you have the normal commissions, like lettering designs, t-shirt designs, advertising designs, stuff like that. I'm recently getting more projects for video projects, advertising videos, stuff like that, which I'm really excited about. And then you have like I'm selling prints and t-shirts and stuff like that. It's not really a big part, more like a fun side project. And for sure the brush packs and the brush packs and the mock-ups, but stuff like that, digital items on my own website, on different marketplaces, definitely helped me to get a consistent income. Coming back to the first question, and definitely helped me also to kind of diversify my income and also take a lot of pressure from commissions from my shoulders, so I have a bit more room to play with. So I don't really need that commission, so I could have a bit more leverage, if you want to say that. So I think that was most of it.
Yeah, and you're studying, and I mean, like, I know already you're studying, but some time ago I did not expecting that you're studying, because at one point you were posting like almost every day, and it seems like online like this is all you do, but obviously it's not. You go to university, and now you just said you spend not more than 3, 4, 5 hours a day on this. So how does one come to this point? Because like is it scheduling your things that you have to do, or like what is it? Because I've been thinking many times about you, because there are many artists, but not everyone can come to this point. Like, what's the secret behind your success? you don't even feel successful, or what?
Really sorry. And what I think made the difference for me was I was kind of building a habit. For the first 2 years, I did a project almost every day. I'm still trying to do one every day, but these days my university comes along, and I have to do other stuff. But usually I just start my day with doing a piece right in the morning. So I don't really have to think about it that much. I just sit down on my desk and do a piece. Sometimes I have to struggle a bit with finding the right phrase, finding the right style. But other than that, it's just sitting down and doing the project. So it really become this automatic process.
And do you have some written phrases or quotes? Because usually most of your stuff is more like something motivational, inspiring stuff and quotes. Do you have collected some stuff, or is it whatever it comes at the day?
Yeah, I have a list with quite a few phrases, stuff that comes into my mind during the day, or something I hear in songs or read somewhere else. And actually, I don't know if I've talked about this with you already. I have this side project called Match Phrase, with this collection of phrases. Everything is sorted, and you can kind of hopefully find a phrase real quick. I'm actually reworking this right now for a relaunch.
Okay.
So there's a big collection of phrases as well. But you still have to kind of search for something. And even when you realize you have already written it a couple of times, it gets a bit tricky after like 1,300 posts or whatever.
Well, I don't think even if you repeat a phrase, it's gonna be such a problem.
Quite often, yeah.
Yeah, you use different styles, and when we talk about styles, are you like self-taught, like 100%? You haven't attended any workshops, classes, or books, have you?
Not in the beginning. So, but I started to kind of broaden my horizon a bit more, and to get some additional input. Because if you're really just sitting in your room and just trying to teach you everything by yourself, I think you might miss a lot of opportunities if you, I don't know, visit workshops or stuff like that. So get some additional input. For example, it's not recently, but a year ago, I did a Chinese calligraphy workshop. So just to get some different input. But I think most of it is actually self-taught. But looking back, it really just, I think I could make a lot, I could make it, how do you say that? I could
have improved much faster.
Yeah, thank you. I improved much faster if I just got some help, if you want to say that, some guidance, because I was just looking at pictures and just trying to copy it without actually understanding the basics. So even with black letter, I didn't know everything is kind of constructed and stuff like that. I just looked at the pictures and tried to copy it. But looking back, yeah, sure, I could have learned it so much faster. And
but this is
so much better results in the end.
This is just for the black letter. I mean, most of the stuff that you do is either some brush kind of scripts, which I think are your styles, like you have developed them, right? Or
yeah, pretty much. It's the same with black letter. When I started to do this brush pen kind of script, I just recently started learning Copperplate, and it just blew my mind. I mean, I knew all the drills and stuff like that, but actually practicing this traditional Copperplate, not my modern brush pen script, which is kind of rough and wild, just really sitting down, practicing these drills and perfecting these strokes, it kind of blew my mind, because after like 2 weeks, I already saw improvement in my other brush pen work because I had this muscle memory. Why didn't I do this earlier?
You're doing Copperplate now?
Yeah, I actually had a calligraphy class in my university, so I took this opportunity to learn Copperplate.
Okay, that's something unexpected. I would never expected someone like with the things that you do that you would be like interested in Copperplate, but that's super cool.
It was always kind of hard for me to get into it because, you kind of have to have this patience in the beginning to get these strokes right, to sit down and really practice these drills. And I never could stick to it. But with this course at my university, I had 2 hours every week I could sit down and had to just practice this. So it was kind of a good opportunity to get into.
You have some classes with Domestika, but it's in German, right?
Yeah, it's in German, yeah.
So my question is, like, have you done any workshops in person, or have people interested? Have they asked you to teach them?
Yeah, actually, I just recently did a workshop here in the Adidas store in Berlin, in the flagship store. And a couple of online ones during COVID. But I want to focus a bit more on this in the upcoming years. So, yeah.
But no, I'm just curious because, for example, if it's calligraphy, if it's black letter or Copperplate, if it's something like this, okay, there is kind of a structure to teach it, but I'm just curious, when you have your own style, like how is that? How it comes to teach it to other people?
See, one thing is this traditional brush pen calligraphy and how you can kind of make this your own style and how you can play with it. Can I go more a bit from this traditional to modern? What elements you can use, stuff like I use in my work, but focusing on the basics first, on the traditional stuff, and just and then the next step, playing a bit more around with this to go more into this modern direction, if you want to say this. Mm-hmm. And one other thing is that I did was how you can play with letters, so not really calligraphy or writing letters, more like drawing letters, more like hand lettering. And how you can kind of tweak these letters for different styles, and what elements you can use, what details you can add, and stuff like this, composition, and all that stuff.
You're experimenting a lot, because not only with the styles, but also in the way you build stuff, because sometimes you use watercolors and you use a lot of tools just to finish a piece. Other times you do cuts, and other times you just totally use the iPad. Like, where do you get your inspiration from? I'm sure like you're not inspired from other calligrapher. Like, usually I don't think that if you're doing letters you can be inspired by other one, but where do you get your inspirations for the things you do?
On one hand, I get my inspiration from just it may sound a bit strange, but just looking at my own work and trying to think how I can mix things up, how I can approach to this technique a little bit different. Mainly, it's just changing a few details, like changing the colors, or for example, this wet and wet ink diffusion effect that I did, where I drop this ink into the water and it kind of spreads. And I just started to use two different inks, one like acrylic ink and the other one is water-based ink. And this gives you a kind of different effect, but this is just a basic, simple example how I try to kind of change up the technique, or maybe even keep this style, but change the tool. I'm thinking for a project right now where I did this. But yeah, so I just kind of trying to imagine the project with a few parameters, kind of the tool, the technique, and the style, kind of switch these up and see how I can get a different result, or with the same technique or the same style, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. For sure. Looking at other people's work inspires me as well. But I think one big part is also looking at different areas, different art, or maybe not even art, maybe just different areas that are not lettering related. Looking at different techniques and see how I can apply this on my lettering work. I don't have an example from the top of my head right now, but just trying to think a little bit out of the box and see how I can bring this back onto my letters.
And how often are you experimenting? Because like a lot of stuff, when I see your work, I don't think it's something that, okay, I came up with this, I'm gonna execute it. For like sometimes when I see your work, I'm pretty sure this result came out of experimenting, but how often do you go beyond your comfort zone? And is this important at all for you to experiment and try new things?
What do you mean by comfort zone? So if I fail, or if I don't get the result that I want, how long I keep trying?
No, I don't know. Comfort zone is like the things that you feel comfortable, that okay, this I can do well, I'm used to this and stuff like this, And for example, if it's something you never did and you try to do it, this is kind of out of your comfort zone.
I mean, if I never did it, I don't really know if I can do it. So I don't really think about that much. I just want to try it out. I mean, if it didn't work, maybe I have to adjust something, or I have to change the tool. I have to change some materials or something like this. Mm-hmm. But I think when you're experimenting, I'm just trying to just try things out. Sometimes it looks really bad and like really, really bad. But I mean, just change something, or maybe it just wasn't meant to work, and just move on and try something different. But just experiment.
Okay, in that case, is it often that you're not satisfied with your work? Because usually most of the artists, we almost never like our works, but are you usually satisfied with your work? Like, is there sometimes you post something and you're like, no, maybe I shouldn't post this, or something like this?
Quite a few times. So I usually post the process in my stories, so I always have this one, but a couple of on my hard drive for a while before I post it to my feed and other channels. And in this period, I kind of realized sometimes, that wasn't such a good project, and it doesn't get on my feed. I have a couple of projects that I kind of don't like. Even if you have it laying on your hard drive for a couple of weeks, you kind of lose interest in it, or lose you kind of start to look at it differently.
Okay, let's talk about a bit about the tools that you use, man. Like you use a variety of tools, and which one do you use the most? Do you have some favorite brands? Like, is there a difference in the tools that you were using in the beginning and the tools that you're using now?
Oh, that's a good one. So one big difference is definitely the amount of tools. Back then, I just had my paddle pen and just one bottle of ink, and now I have to I had to build an extra shelf for my inks. Oh, it's back here actually. So that's definitely something that changed. Also, the variety of tools, different tips, and like ruling pens, polish pens, stuff like that.
Do you have a favorite tool to use, or maybe tools?
Ooh, I think actually the brush pens are still my favorite. You can do so much with them. You can use them in so many different ways, and there are so many different options like watercolor brush pens. You have these fiber brush pens, you have these nylon brush pens. There's such a variety, and you can do so much with it. And start dipping it in inks, for example. You can go crazy with it. So that's definitely my favorite.
Okay, and you mentioned a few times Pilot parallel pen, and I almost never seen it. Like it's very very like few times that I seen it, but almost like even if I see you use it, you do like black letter. What? Have you ever tried to do something with Pilot parallel pen that's just totally freestyle? For example, you get the Pilot and you do something like that you would do with a brush pen.
Yeah, it's been quite a while actually since I used the Pilot pen the last time, but you can definitely experiment with it as well. At the Theos using it with these different kind of sharp tips and stuff like that. You can go crazy with it. Or yeah, Bello use it with this. Yeah, one other Berlin artist. You have this poster from him in the background, Bello.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also do this really fast black letter style. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. So you can definitely experiment with it as well. Maybe I should do that.
I mean, it's not necessarily, man. Like I think you're very well with the things you do. I was just curious because you mentioned it a few times, and I was like, "How is that?" And
yeah, it would definitely be something different. Maybe something, yeah.
And you have you started everything with graffiti. Do you have still interests for graffiti? Do you do from time to time something related to graffiti or not anymore?
So I have to say, when I started doing calligraphy, my interest kind of really changed. I didn't really do anything with graffiti. But now that I'm kind of trying to mix everything, I really get how do you say that? I kind of spark that interest again to do more with it. But I'm kind of set in my style, and I'm feeling quite comfortable. So yeah, I'm thinking how I can maybe.
Have you tried doing some of your style pieces on a wall?
Yeah, but it's been a while. I have to go back on a while for sure.
Yeah, but you like most working on paper or something else? What's your favorite medium?
Yeah, I think I'm most comfortable on paper. But as we talked, or as we pointed out earlier, it's good to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. So I definitely should to get back on the wall and trying to adapt some styles. I mean, yeah, some new things will come out of it. So that's definitely on my list. But I think for now, I'm really happy with working on paper and trying on different sizes of papers.
Is there some specific papers you use or whatever you have?
So mainly I'm using watercolor paper or hot pressed watercolor paper. I feel like this gives me the most potential to use different tools. And yeah, I think that's my go-to paper.
And what's how it's called? What's the number of the papers you use?
It's 300.
300
grams per square meters.
This is your favorite paper to work on? Yes.
I'm also using coated art print paper, usually used for prints, digital prints and stuff. That really holds the ink on top of it. But yeah, I think these two are actually my go-to.
You do quite a lot of work on the iPad. How does this interest? Because I'm not the biggest fan of those digital things, but I mean, I understand that people have interested for them. And the thing is, when I see your work on iPad, I'm like, okay, that's fine, because I don't like when people use iPad to do, for example, calligraphy. When it's something that it does it for you. And with your style, when you use it on an iPad, I don't mind, because I see you do it on the paper the same way that you do it on the iPad. So for me, it's not really such a problem. And also you use it in super creative ways. For example, sometimes that you do a green screen on the iPad and it seems that you're writing. This is super cool. That's why I don't mind people to use it in such way, but a lot of people, they don't use it in such ways.
Yeah, it's a whole discussion with this traditional and digital stuff. I was just usually not trying to compare these two words. I see this a bit separately. You can do, as you mentioned, you can use digital in so many different ways, and I think it's way more fun kind of lean into this direction and try out things you can't do while working traditional and trying out new things. And especially with these brushes, you can try out so many different effects that you can't. Of course, you can do it on paper, but you have to draw it. But you can actually write with it on ProCreate, for example. So yeah, that's.
How many brush packs do you have?
I think. Oh man.
I mean, your own, like that you have created.
Yeah. I have my 2 online packs, the 3D pack, color pack, rough pack, snooze pack, basics. I think like 6, 7. I think.
Okay, and how much time does it usually take to create one pack like this?
Oh man. So I think for my last pack, the 3D pack, I was so excited. I couldn't sleep the first week, so I kind of worked the whole week, and I kind of pushed most of it in the first week, just the brushes, but most of the time actually goes into refining it and thinking of new effects you can maybe try and all this extra stuff. I mean, it's not only the brushes that I made, all these worksheets and videos and all that stuff. So, but on all, it usually takes around 4 to 5 months.
To create a brush pack?
Yeah, if you really want to get on all the details.
So, like, I'm very confused now, man. You're going to university. You're uploading super frequently. You do do you have a personal life, or is it just sleep and wake up, study, write, make brushes, like?
No, I do have a personal life, although sure all the calligraphy stuff and this takes like most of my time. But still trying to make sure I have a different part other than just lettering.
No, but that's super cool. Like, and are you also seeing like all this decline of reach? Because to me, it seems like you're not like there are few people on Instagram which are not affected in the same way as many others. So do you feel also affected from all this reach and restrictions or whatever it's happening with the algorithm?
So yeah, actually recently I saw the numbers drop, but then again rise. So it's really just a roller coaster ride. And yeah, I feel like Instagram and social media in general, they kind of changed. It's really just became more inconsistently. Also on other platforms like TikTok, you have a bit more range. So you get maybe more views, but it's also so inconsistently. One video might get 1 million views, another get 4,000 views. So I'm not really trying to focus on that. Although it's hard not to focus on it and not to let it impact you in some way. But I'm seeing some decline. But I think I just try to focus on the comments, and if I see still people there, everything's good.
So you don't care about if there is a decline, you just care to engage with people?
Yeah, I'm trying to focus on that, but I cannot lie that declining reach or declining numbers doesn't impact me. Yeah,
I mean, I'm curious because it's super annoying, especially when you have a bigger account. And it's annoying not because, okay, I need to get the big numbers, but for example, if you have so-and-so followers and you get a fifth or 10th of those numbers, it seems like you're a fake account, which is because nobody, or at least, I don't know, the people that I know, we're not fake accounts, but sometimes it seems like this. And does this motivate you? Like, what's the word? The other for motivate.
Yeah, it's definitely feels different if you're posting your work and you see all this engagement, all these numbers climbing up, and then you just, other than posting your work, and you see your usual numbers. But I mean, I'm really just trying to focus on the work. It's hard. I have to say, it's kind of crazy if you think back like 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Sometimes the numbers were higher than right now. Yeah.
I know, man. This is like, I don't know what to do, because sometimes I'm like, I'm ready to give up on Instagram, but then I spent so many years on it, and how, it's such a big dilemma. But yeah, do you use any other places to promote your work other than Instagram and TikTok?
Yeah, just mainly Instagram and TikTok. Started multiple times trying to get onto Pinterest more actively, but I haven't done that successfully so far. And
yes.
YouTube, let's see.
Yeah, YouTube. Like, you have a YouTube?
Yeah, but I'm mainly just posting videos for my brush back there. But I don't know. I just one thing I have in mind, starting to live stream my projects, something like this. So going on a totally different platform. Well, let's see.
Do you have something in mind? Something like what was the name? Twitch, yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking about there?
I thought about it, but I don't know how art is how art goes on this platform. I'm not into Twitch. That's well to know that. I have to check it out.
Have you used Behance?
Oh, Behance, right. In the beginning, I think like until 2019, and then I suddenly stopped using it. But I think Behance is great, yeah.
Yeah, I think Behance is great. I mean, it's not like a place to upload videos, but you can still build a good portfolio and get some great clients from there.
Yeah, for sure. I actually got a few exciting projects out of it when I was active. So it's definitely a good place to showcase projects. Yeah. If
you're using only Instagram and TikTok, is this the place that you get most of your clients, or do you have an agency that you work with?
An agency?
Yeah, like for.
Oh no, I don't have an agency, and yeah, actually most of them find me through TikTok and Instagram. I mean, your work is just visible, and they see it, they put you on a mood board and reach out to you. From all the varieties of things that you do you have a favorite style of yours, or you have your favorite pieces that you've done? Well, that's a two tough questions. Favorite style, I think. Oh man, favorite style. I think it's something I don't have to think about that much. That it's I don't know how to describe it, but it just comes out naturally. It's I don't have a name for it, so it's kind of hard to describe. But it influences a couple of my directions. Yeah, it's hard to put a name on it. And my favorite piece. Yeah. It always changes. I think definitely some of my bigger ones. For example, I love your collection of the letters, like this G behind you, and all these one letter pieces. Man, seriously, those. Like, I have a lot of favorite styles of yours that you do, but those big letters, they're really, really something super nice. I absolutely like them. Yeah, I would actually put some of them on my list. And they're quite fun, yeah. Is there, like, what's your goal, man? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Some things that you want to achieve with lettering and stuff like this? Some big dreams? Yeah, that's definitely. I'm asking this myself recently because in the past years, I just did my thing and it kind of worked out. And I didn't really thought about that much. But I think what I'm really enjoying right now is doing these more experimental lettering ideas and combining this with video. So I definitely want to focus more on like commissions for videos. And I'm studying actually visual communication with a focus on marketing. So this marketing direction in combination with lettering and video really excites me. So I think that's a direction I proceeded. But what does it exactly mean, video commissions? Like people ask you to make a video of something you write, or what exactly? So one project I'm working right now is for it's like an advertising campaign, and they want to have some creative lettering and kind of someone that implements these phrases they have in some creative way. some experimental way that stands out. Yeah, more like videos, or how do you say? I'm forgetting the English word for that.
Say it in German.
Companion.
Like company?
Campaigns. Thank you.
Campaign, yeah.
Campaigns, yeah. Campaigns, or coming up with concepts for campaigns, stuff like that. And I think, especially with this experimental lettering, it's something that stands out, and that's something that can be used in marketing.
What about exhibitions, man? Have you done any? Do you have any in mind to do, or is it's not something that interests you that much?
Oh no, I haven't done any, and I have to say I have not thought about it that much yet. I don't feel like my work fits into like an exhibition.
What?
I know it feels a bit weird, but yeah, maybe.
Why, dude? Wait, I'm confused now. Like, your work is super awesome, man. Like, I mean, of course, it's not canvases, but you don't need to do canvases in order to do an exhibition.
Yeah, I feel like most of my work is on A3 to A2, or maybe A2 is bigger, but A4 it's so small. Usually, exhibition you do like big stuff, right?
Come on, man. There is no rules. Did you not saw like some weeks ago or something? I don't know. Snooze One had some exhibition from the things that he's been tattooing, and the whole wall he covered the whole wall with A4s. It's like everything. Man, this was super amazing. So my point is, you don't need to do big works, or it doesn't have to be canvases, man.
That's very much, yeah.
Man, okay, wait. No, I'm just confused. Like, why, man? I'm sure people would love. I would love to go on the exhibition to see your work in person, man. Of course, I can see it on the phone, but it's totally different when you see it in person. It's much more like details, and it's just different. Yeah, guys.
Glad to hear what you would come by.
Guys, if you're listening, watching, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Should Snooze make an exhibition? And if he does, would you be interested in going to one? And what about books, man?
Oh, I'm playing with this book idea for a year now. I actually wanted to release it this year, but other projects swooped in. I actually wanted to collect I started to collect all my sketches, all the rough and unfinished stuff. It's like it's the pilot suit is back in my room. It's filling up the half of my room after this 1 year, and I want to scan everything in and make some sort of book out of it, so I can really see all this rough, unfinished, raw process. And
this is just the pieces from the process, not the finished works.
I'm not sure about this. If I really just want to keep the unfinished ones or the finer pieces in there as well. I haven't decided on that.
At least there is the idea. This is super cool. And if we talk about books, are there some books that had helped you while building your style, or you're not into books like, I mean, lettering, typography, calligraphy books, anything like this that help?
Yeah, I'm just looking at my bookshelf right behind me. So definitely the typism books with all these different collections of style. It's always a big inspiration, and always a big new input of different styles. And in terms of style, I think the typism books, and I also got a book from a German lettering artist, Chris Kampe, out of Hamburg. She also did this book with, it's kind of feels like a notebook. You have all this rough, it's finished, but rough style alphabets and bunch of different styles. So I really like these books that have a bunch of different styles and direction, have this rough kind of feeling to it. So you can see this also where I'm trying to go with my book idea. I'm surprised that you said typism, because I get it now that you said it. I'm just like, I didn't expect this, and this is kind of cool, because obviously if such book can inspire people like you, that's super awesome. I mean, it's also a pretty cool project. You can submit your work and get it published in the book.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do something like this for Calligraphy Masters for quite some time, but now that you said that this is the book that you have on the shelf, this make me think even more about it.
Didn't you do this one book with what was it, Moleskine?
Moleskine, yeah, but it's an old book, and it was not really my project. It was a project from Calligraphy, member from the crew. The book is actually here, but
nice.
Yeah, this is a big book, and typism. It's very different thing. Like, you really make me think about typism thing, because
I mean, like typism books. It's just the small hand kind of size thing is amazing.
You have all the books from typism?
Yeah, I mean the one that I'm published in. So the last 3 months.
Okay,
the one from last year I'm still missing.
I think I have 1 or maybe 2 typism books, but that's it.
Nice.
In
terms of other books, I really like the one from Jessica Hirsch, more like hand lettering, but her story is really inspiring. And the Good Type book is also a collection of different artists and different styles. It's a big book. To be honest, I haven't really looked at it too much into detail, but it's the same with the Typism book. You get so much new inspiration. Definitely the lettering manual for some really in-depth information about lettering. It's crazy.
I have a funny question for you, because I mean, you're not like exactly calligrapher, but the meme that I posted yesterday, I'm really curious. Is there something that you often receive as a question or as a request that you hate to receive?
Oh man. So for the one thing, when you do a digital work and you use ProCreate and everything, everyone asks you which app you are using, and even if you write it down in the description, mentions everywhere, still people are going to ask you. Sometimes the tools or stuff like that, you mention it, people don't read the description, but then again, I don't read the description anytime, so I don't mind it really that much. But one comment that really triggers me is, I think I commented as well, because I think I mainly get this on TikTok, because you reach different people on TikTok, but outside of your bubble. And it's, on one hand, it's funny. On the other hand, it's really sad. They say something like, you think that's art, you only write something. I could write something, or just write something and put it online. So they really just scaling it down to writing or handwriting. Which is kind of funny, but also really kind of ignorant. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you have to keep in mind that also on TikTok, a huge percent of the people which are there are small kids, man.
For sure.
Of course, there are people like us. There are also people older than us, but I think the bigger percent of people there is just kids, man.
That's an argument.
That's too funny. Okay, I have one more question about Instagram, because obviously I guess your Instagram is the most successful place, right?
I don't know how you measure it.
That's a funny. Yeah. Okay.
In form of engagement and people I'm connected with, it's definitely Instagram. In terms of reach, sometimes TikTok is more. It's a water course ride. I'm more focused to Instagram.
So I have a question about Instagram, but I want to. You just said something that made me think. You said you don't read captions.
I mean, it's easy to just pass by. But if I'm interested in learning more about it, or if I want to learn which tool they are using, I'm gonna check the description first.
Okay.
But sometimes I just
no, because I remember like some time ago you said it's very important for me to write my own captions, and now you're like, oh, I don't care about captions. I don't read them. I was like, what? How is that?
Oh, no. I want to clarify that. I care about description, especially in my own, trying to share a bit more input and insight into the process. But I'm catching myself and not reading the description if I'm not, if I just want to watch the video, and Instagram, you just swipe through. So don't read every description of every single post.
Okay. Other than uploading and replying to comments. How do you engage on Instagram? Do you go to different profiles? Do you comment and engage with other profiles, or not really?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Also, DMs and stuff. Also commenting on other people's posts, stuff like that. So pretty trying to be active and trying to stay connected. Trying to stay connected. But yeah, I'm not reaching out. I'm kind of in my bubble with the people I follow, and
yeah,
I don't see many new peoples. Although no, that's wrong. I see a lot of new peoples because Instagram keeps suggest. Thank you. Me new accounts every second post. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even see the work of the people I follow, man.
It's a shame, man.
You scroll 2-3 times and it's suggested this. Like, I don't want to complain. Like Instagram is the place where Calligraphy Masters is the biggest, but still, I'm really not happy with Instagram. Like, compared to a few years ago, they just, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like they're trying to destroy it on purpose. Like, is it just me, or I don't know?
Yeah, with all these new features they keep adding, but still don't have a support. I don't know.
Yeah. How much time do you spend on Instagram daily, approximately?
Oh, it's just really on and off. I don't have a specific time frame where I get stuff done. It's pretty unproductive. Kind of would be better to have a certain time frame and you just do everything in this one and not keep picking up your phone every 5 minutes and do a little bit of this and that. So I don't know. I would say like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Something like this.
No, because
I know that's a pretty high.
For Instagram, it's very important for Instagram to comment a lot on other people's posts and to engage in this way. And I know because a few years ago I was spending almost all my day like just engaging with all kinds of people and everything was fine. But now, like last few months, I'm just exhausted, man. And I'm just curious, do you have such moments when you're like, okay, I'm tired of this Instagram thing, or you don't have such moments yet?
Yeah, for sure. I feel you. Especially some the spam in my DMs is also kind of rising. So I don't know. It's these things add up, and it's certainly it's exhausting. Trying to be active all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely need to do some pause, a little bit Instagram detox soon. Yeah.
And what about VR, man? Have you tried VR? You have interested in this?
Not in connection with my art. Oh, wait a sec. What I tried was augmented reality, not virtual reality.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't tried virtual reality in combination with art, but I love augmented reality.
Yeah, augmented reality is cool, but man, I think you should try VR. Like seriously, dude, doing letters in VR, it's something totally different.
Oh, have you tried something?
Yes, I've tried.
Oh, nice.
I've tried and I haven't like I have a bunch of episodes which are unreleased, but even who was it? Brody. I don't know his second name. I don't know how to pronounce it. The guy who made this. Bro, wait, he says it here. Bro, I don't know how to read this name. Brody, if you're watching or listening. Brody Henschwander, something like that. My point is, he tried the VR and he was like, "Oh, we should do together some VR calligraphy lettering." But yeah, I just because you're doing iPad calligraphy, and I thought, man, if you do iPad, you do something cool. You should definitely, try VR, man. Seriously, you won't regret it because it's totally, it's another experience, man. Like we're used to do like letters in 2D. Okay, you have 3D brushes, but when you do something and you can turn it and see from all kinds of sides,
Yeah.
Something totally different, man.
Crazy. Yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. So if you have the possibility to try it, definitely go for it, man.
All right, I have it on my list.
Okay, bro, is there something that I haven't asked you, but you wanted to speak about? Is there something interesting upcoming or whatever around you?
I think actually we covered most of it.
Yeah. No?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, say something to the people who are listening, watching to you, give them advice if they're just starting their journey, or just say whatever, man.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching and hearing and sticking so long with us. Just final advice. Yeah, definitely consistency. Just stick to it and trying to make it a habit. That really helped me in the beginning. So I really don't have to think about it that much to start a new project. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it with that.
Oh, all right, man. So thank you, bro, for being guest on the podcast. Finally, we did it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, always, bro. And yeah, I hope next time that I see you, it's gonna be in person, man. It's been some time since I've been in Berlin, so I hope to see you soon in person. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, keep writing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks so much. Have a good one.